Breaking barriers, shattering silence, telling the truth the mainstream won't touch. From global power plays to street-level battles. From faith that moves mountains to policies that divide nations. From racial reckonings, shaking the foundations to the fights that hit closest to home. The world is on fire, and we're not here to whisper about it. This is the raw, real, no-holds-barred breakdown you won't get anywhere else. Welcome to Race, Religion, Politics, hosted by Detroit Boss 313.
And so this is the most recent one. They said the site been crashing because people been digging through the pages, looking for the list, but it's more like just a bunch of connections. Um, Prince Andrew invited Epstein to Buckingham Palace after his first conviction. So Epstein got convicted, and Prince Andrew still invited him to Buckingham Palace. Elon Musk is in it. Jay-Z is in it. You hear about anybody else that was in it?
Yeah, but let's be clear, like Pusha T and Jay-Z, those guys are really not in it. There was a hotline that was open for anybody that want to call in and bring up something because they didn't know who the actual perpetrators were or the victims. So in order to do that, the FBI opened up a hotline so anybody can just call in and say, hey, Elvis Presley was doing stuff to me. When? I'm not sure. And all of a sudden, you're in the files. So let's be clear, like anybody can be actionable.
Oh, so this ain't shit then.
No, that's not an actual, absolutely added person. Pusha T or Jay-Z, no.
Right,
They
but
just called in and bring up their names. Let's
yeah,
be
but
clear on what the person did. That's, even though you may be a part of the file, because there was an investigation, so there's so many people that is added to the investigation. But unless you did something, technically, you're not part of the investigation. You're just part of the conversation.
okay, but what I'm saying is this. So really, none of this mean anything because it's just random people calling in, right?
Exactly. That's why it's so large. If it was 3 million files of actually people doing stuff and we ignored it, the country has failed.
Yeah. So this is a bigger smoke screen.
It is. That's why there's 3 million more files going to be released. But let's be clear. The heinous acts are being reported, and the people that were going to the island after this man was convicted of charges, those people heard the rumors prior to that. Those people knew about what was going on at the island prior to that. It's considered like Hollywood's little kept secret, which still goes on to this day. There was alleged murders going on.
What? At the
There
island?
were alleged kidnappings going on. There was alleged tortures going on. I mean, there was files stating that Andrew was literally torturing a child to death.
Hmm. Now, but
In
are
great
these
detail.
but are these just the random accusations?
No, there's testimony, and then there's people calling in and saying things. There's actual depositions of actual children that are adults now having conversations about these people.
Okay.
But there was a hotline that was open because they didn't know when the floodgates opened, they was like, my God. One thing that's been consistent is you don't have a bunch of victims coming forward. People are still afraid.
Yeah.
And a child that was victimized, which is an adult right now, and have gone on live their lives and put them back of their head, sometimes you don't want to open up an old wound. If you
Yeah.
think about the thing, open up an old wound, yeah. If you had a scar that you took forever to heal and you finally got to heal, and now you want to open back up just for someone else's pleasure or for or some other known
Curiosity.
doctor. Yeah, no. Somebody, man, that's my past. I don't care about what's going on. It's over with. I'm done with it. So it's hard to actually get these people to come forward.
It says Elon Musk asked Epstein about parties on the island. He discussed traveling to Epstein Island in November. He sent the financier an email in which he asked, "What day or night will be the wildest party on your island?"
That means
Yes.
they all know what kind of party it was. Let me pivot just a little bit. There was Sean Combs had parties. They all knew what kind of parties he was having late at night. It get weird. It got super weird. They heard the rumors. And like I like partying, but I'm like that kind of partying. That same way with Elon Musk and Epstein. He knew that guy did some crazy things, but maybe he didn't want to go that far. But if you were aware of it and you know about it, you're worse than that person.
You see, I don't.
Someone
You,
said,
you,
"Hey,
you think it
Elon,
was you think it was general knowledge about the kids, or it was
yeah,
general knowledge
everyone, yeah,
it's a fuck
of
party?
course it was, of course it was."
Mm-hmm.
The reason why, of course, it was because they're not coming out speaking loudly and said, "I was at the party, but I had no idea they were doing that." Everybody's sitting there with on their hands, hoping they don't mention them. I hope they don't mention me. And then when they mention them, they still are quiet.
Yeah, but if you got a wife and a family and you've been going to fuck parties, you kind of just gonna be quiet about it, right?
No, you're gonna go on and have a talk with your wife, and rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. You're gonna talk with your wife, and you're gonna come out and say, "Hey, I didn't do anything wrong. It was consensual." That kind of scenario. You're gonna get in front of this. You know all hell is breaking loose behind closed doors. So you want to make sure that you out there in front and it's understood. Hey, this is the truth right here. This is what happened. So let's be clear. Yeah, I went to the island, but I wouldn't wear none of this stuff. My God, that guy was awful. I had no idea. These people are
Yeah.
sitting there being quiet, real quiet, and hoping that what. I hope they don't know that I was there at one time. Even if you went and didn't do anything, or you played the wall, you were still there and you was aware of what was going on.
See, I don't. I still don't think it was like a child free for all. Like, I think he was having fuck parties, and like those discerning few knew what room to go to or whatever. Because you can't have it just a bunch of you can't be fucking a bunch of kids out in the open, even if you on an island. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay, I think we're saying two different things. I'm not saying it was a smorgasbord for children pedophilia. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that they were aware that that went on at times. That's a big island. They were aware that that went on sometimes, and I promise you, well, I won't say that. If Elon Musk was having one of his crazy parties, there was something in it there for him.
Okay.
And
Okay. So let's do it like this, right? Let's say you sign a contract, music contract. You're a producer or something, right? And you meet Puffy in public. Y'all have a good interaction. And you like, hey man, I heard about them fucking parties, man. Like, what's up? Like, you don't necessarily know about all the weird shit. You just know this motherfucker be throwing parties.
that I agree.
It's just I don't. It's just I don't
Now
know.
let's pretend like this
I don't
how it
want to
really
put pedophilia on a mototherfucker lightly. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who it is.
Okay, so let's say this scenario here. You're a young musician coming up in the actual industry.
Right.
Before you become a superstar or things like that, you go to parties, you meet people. You see people start saying you the next guy. You know what? You're gonna get a good deal. You're gonna go on tour. You start hearing about these things you're gonna do, and you start meeting people. And you're like, hey, you start networking. You're like, hey, you want to go to a party? Like, sure. And you go to a party, and some people pull you to the side and say, hey, be careful, be careful, be careful. Don't go there. Don't go in there. You're like, what's going on? That guy like this, that guy like that. Stay away from that guy. He's gonna try to do this right here. People will start telling you about things that's gonna happen. Now you go, and because everyone want to touch the hot stove. Now you go, and you see something. Your career started. Well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. You just as bad as the person that actually doing it at that moment.
Um, I don't know. Because the rule is mind your fucking business.
Who is minding your business when something illegal is going on, or when people are doing something, man, heinous to actually, man, to
Okay,
children?
Yeah, but
That's
okay,
not
like
making a difference.
okay, so like a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old, yeah. But I don't think none of that's really going on. If a girl in there who
Uh,
looks 16, what you really supposed to do? You go to some celebrity party and he there with a girl who look like she about 15, 16 or something. You don't know. You just saying, damn, that girl look young as fuck. Like,
wait a minute.
what's your next move supposed to be? I
Wait
mean,
a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, let's be clear here. You go to a party and you're looking at a little girl's face. And if you got any children, you kind of like get an idea of how a young girl look, and
hmm
you kind of like pay attention, and you start watching movements and mannerisms. You're like, wait a minute, that's a child. Your
yeah.
next step is contacting authorities and say, hey man, I was at a party and I think there was children there. What part were you at? Well, we went to this island and that was hosted by Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein. And I think there was children there engaged in sexual acts. You want to leave your name? No, I don't. But I'm just letting you guys know. I think there was children there. A month later, hey, you want to come at your? We having another party? No, man, I can't. I can't make this one. That's how it goes. Hey, we have another party. I'm not gonna make this one.
I don't know. If I was young in the industry, like you said, and I get invited to a Jay-Z party or something, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm at Hove party, and he got a girl on his lap and she look young. I'm probably gonna shut the fuck up and mind my business, dog. Being perfectly honest. I'm probably shut the fuck up and mind my now, yeah, some 7-year-old shit, some 10-year-old shit, yeah. But you know what I'm saying?
Man, I don't know. I don't know the difference between a 7 year old and a 13 or 14 year old.
Well, you would assume it'd be some fucking development, you know what I'm saying?
I just don't. I just don't know the difference. I mean, to me, a child is a child. I just don't. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, but see, I think we, and I don't want to be like an old girl who's like, they're barely like trying to make it okay. But what I'm saying is, I think we talking about girls that's like barely legal. That's like 17, 16, maybe 15. And that's a lot different than 8, 9, and 10 or 11 or some shit. Because if somebody got a 7-year-old, they're not gonna be in mixed company like that. I don't give a fuck how debaucherous a group you with.
Let's say them girls 14 and 15 year old.
Okay.
Let's do 14 years, okay? And we leave, and we have a grace, and let's say the age is 14, but you
hmm
able to sway 2 years forward and 2 years backwards. Anytime you can do that, there's something definitely wrong. So if you get a 17 year old and you go up 2 years, 19, okay, a 19 year old, you right there. You can actually hang around a bunch of 19 years old, and it seems like you're doing a 19-year old, and get a little confused a little bit. And then we say 15, but yeah, you went back 2 years, say 19. But if you got a 14-year old and you go down 2 years, you're still at 12.
I agree. I'm trying to
Now, if you go
see.
up 2 years, you're at 16. With 16, you start like, when you're squinting your eyes. But you go back the other way, you're at 12. That 14-year old still can hang with 12-year olds.
But see, the thing is that they would be there, they would be dressed a certain way, you know what I'm saying, and
That's
and
what
you
you are hoping.
and you're not
That's
sure.
what, that's what you're hoping. But if a person has an appetite for children, he wants them to look like children. He don't
Yeah.
dress them as an adult. He wants them to look like children.
If,
He wants them
if,
to
if,
act like children.
now, if you walk in a room and you see this, okay, yeah, you calling the authorities. That's a child actress. She 12. I'm trying to look at child actresses and see, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just
There's nothing. There's no selling point for me to say that a 13 or 14-year old looks like they're 19. A 13 or 14-year old, yeah. even if a street child, that's been homeless on the street and is 13 years old,
Still a kid.
it's still a kid. No matter how you slice it or whatever, it's still a child. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
There's been times when a guy can be 25 years old and he's messing with a girl, and all of a sudden the conversation age come up, and she says, "I'm 17," or "Oh no, I got one. Today my birthday," and you're like, "How old are you?" It's like, "I'm turning 18."
Right.
A knot will go up in your stomach like there's no tomorrow. Like, you were 17 yesterday? Like, yeah. You told me you was 18 or 19. I know, but you wouldn't talk to me.
That's a different situation.
But my thing is, the sickness goes to your body,
Yeah.
and that's being a 20. That could be a 21-year-old man going to deal with that. But you sitting there looking at a person's face and saying, well, somebody saying you got to get her back by money because she'll be back at school."
You see, I'm more so on the tip of if they're having open parties and somebody see a girl and they walk away and don't say nothing, I'm thinking she at least got to look a particular age where somebody's saying, okay, whatever, it ain't my business.
You're thinking about, man, that these people are not sick.
Yeah.
See, once a person gets sick, and then he starts spreading the sickness, and everybody's same sickness is undetectable. No one knows they're sick anymore. They just know there's a virus going around. It's a possibility, but no one knows they're sick. If everybody in the room, if everybody is sick.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. They got some pictures here. Hold on.
Yeah, you say Andrew picture of a kid on the floor?
I ain't seen it.
The latest disclosure of files linked to the late American sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The images are among more than 3 million documents published by the Trump administration. It's not known where they were taken. Mr. Mountbatten Windsor has been asked for comment, but he hasn't responded. He has previously denied any wrongdoing. The US Justice Department said this was the final batch of material that would be published. John Sutherland has the details.
Oh, is this the final batch?
Man, they've been getting rid of documents. Man, people think there's still like at least 5 million more. So they're taking their time, man, to get rid of files. Yeah, you gotta think Trump would never be convicted of charges of stuff he did. But there's other files out there, man. It's gotta be other stuff.
Now, how old is that girl?
Yeah, that's what I was actually talking about. That's a 12, 13-year-old, man. And now they actually
wait, hold on. Or a very small framed woman.
Well, that's what we're talking about here. We've been talking about very small women instead of children forever, right?
Yeah. Oh, shit, man.
That's the reason why her face is shown. Because you know what? She is not a victim. That's a child, man. They don't want to show her face.
Do the hands look like kid hands?
Everything like kid. There's other pictures of that. There's other pictures of that scene right there.
Yeah, my old girl laughed and said, she's 12 years old.
Yeah.
Amongst the more than 180,000 images released for these pictures, showing the then
the you stay in the one.
And
See, don't look like kid hands.
Yeah, the kid hands, man.
Whose identity
there's other pictures of that right there.
There's no context.
Yeah, okay, nice 17. Yeah, this kid.
Look, okay, so and I'm listening, man. I'm not trying to get cover. I'm just trying to be accurate. The left hand right there, that's a child's hand. I don't know. Who the fuck is that dude?
Which one in the suit?
No, the dude that was linked over.
The fucking what's called that fucking British dude of Wales?
What's
his name?
Oh, he's some okay. He a dude. He a dude.
Yeah, that was that dude name that was that you just said a minute ago. There at the Buckingham Palace.
Oh, okay. Andrew?
Andrew, that's Andrew.
Okay.
And says he wasn't aware of Epstein's crimes. There's little, though, to pose a real threat to President Trump, apart from some unsubstantiated allegations which the FBI had already ruled out, nor, his administration says, anything to prove a wider conspiracy. But with so many documents withheld or redacted, Jeffrey Epstein's victims do not believe they've yet been given the whole truth.
When the president signed the bill in November, it was to release all the files. All the files need to be released. They haven't been released. So that's what closure looks like. That's what justice looks like, whether he was prosecuted or not. Get the full information out there so the public, the survivors, and everyone can really know what's going on.
With continuing calls for him to give evidence in America, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has yet to respond to the latest revelations, but it's all...
Damn, man. That shit trippy, dog. And why is it taking so many goddamn pictures and shit?
Because man, if a person, man, is enjoying something, man, they want memories, and they may never look at them pictures again. I've seen, man, I've known people, man, to go out of the fucking I've seen people, man, like go on like hunting endeavors and shoot, man, like defenseless animals and take pictures of it and never look at it. It's kind of like a guy, man, going on a sexual tour extravaganza and take a picture of every girl he run into and never look at him again.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm talking about fucking, like, these are crimes. Shit.
Hey, man, these guys are sick. They don't think it's crimes.
I'm so powerful.
Yeah, like, man, like, well, this is what we doing. This is wild, man. Nobody ever told us no. Like, man, you wouldn't believe, man. You know, that's a judge right there. That's a judge right there. Yeah, that's a judge. Shut your mouth and just enjoy yourself. Man, you gotta think, man, you know who were the weird people? You know who was the weird people?
Who that?
The weird people were the people that was making the issue. The weird people saying, man, that's a child.
Yeah.
Those were the weirdos. Don't bring him back here, man. He weird.
Republicans don't even defend Trump being in the Epstein files anymore. They just look at you like this. This should get 2.5 million views.
They just look at you like what?
No, they got the picture from whatever movie this is. Is it showing on screen?
No, just so like
Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, it's supposed to be screen too. Hold on.
At this point, man, Donald Trump followers are no longer actually, man, just actually following politics. They've crossed over, man, and it's kind of sad to the point where, like, if you're not a person that's engaged and want to argue with somebody, you can't have a conversation with them. I've yet to see anybody can have a conversation with them at this point.
Now, do you think? I would hope so, but like, let's say you got a president that's doing everything you perceive as what you want and being aggressive about it and getting it done. You think there's something that you can ignore?
No, because that means that, man, it always feels good, man, to say, hey, man, I ain't that. Like, man, I was with the guy, man, but I'm not with that. Like this is awful, man. Like, I didn't realize that this guy would do that. They're getting frustrated that you busting them out. They like, man, you should just ignore that stuff. What's your problem? You're making him look bad.
Yeah.
Like, who cares what he did? And that's the scary part. It's like, man, we just ignoring. They're ignoring stuff, man, that they became worse than they ever complain about who they complain about. Let's say, man, they hate the libs and all that kind of stuff, right? But
Mm-hmm.
man, what they're ignoring is way worse than what the libs could have done.
And see, this is how they divert. And so, the FBI Epstein case report retains sworn victim testimony alleging that William Barr, Attorney General, was present during the sexual abuse of a child. This is not gossip. This is not a meme. It's an FBI document recording what a victim recalled under oath. And
You know what
so
I'm saying?
they call the Epstein shit just rumor and bullshit, and then divert attention to this guy. And see, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Let's see, Bill Barr, you know, I ain't heard about him fucking sexual abuse.
Now that explains a lot of stuff, man. People loyalty, man.
But he was the Attorney General for Trump the first time, right?
Yeah, that explains a lot of loyalty. You can still criticize a person, but as far as you're gonna go, man. You gotta remember, man. Elon Musk started talking stuff, and Donald Trump kind of just ignored him. Like, really, you playing that game? Because Elon Musk, like, yeah, man, we did that stuff. Now I didn't get I just, you know what I'm saying, did girls, but I didn't get that bad. Man, there's a girl saying, man, Donald Trump, man, forcing oral sex on her, and then basically smacking her around because she's complaining
Now
about
they
getting
say
pregnant.
she used her teeth or something, and he smacked
Man,
her.
there's stories on top of stories. One story where he smacked her around because she bit him. There's
Yeah.
another story around that man that she said, man, what if I get pregnant because he didn't want to use no condom.
Mm.
We talking about man, file. A sexual deviant become a sexual deviant to a man in any of his desires. And you sitting there saying, no, I guess a no. He like, hey man, what we doing here? I'm sick of these hard-headed chicks not following protocol. Now we didn't bring you here. We gave you some money. We gave you food. We gave you whatever you want. You're here to do a service. You gotta think, man. See, people thinking like, man, like why are those girls, man, not saying anything? Because they were given stuff. They didn't like, just go around and have somebody in a van yanking kids off the street. No, these people giving things. They feel like, man, like, well, he paid me for my services. I knew what's going to happen when I got here. But you're a child. It's against the law to do what they're doing to you.
I can't
Yeah, you
find
want
this
to
shit
give.
on Bill Barr either.
You say what?
I can't find this Bill Barr shit.
Yeah, that's my first I heard about that one. But reason why the man they feel like they letting it slide because they feel like man they scared they're gonna be asked that question. So were you giving money for your services? I'm a
Yeah.
married woman now. I'm a married woman. What do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
were you giving money for your services? Were you a child prostitute?
Court. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, this is crazy.
well,
I don't know where they get this from. It's AI came back and said there are no allegations of sexual assault against.
I never heard of that before.
You know, just making up as they go along. It look like
You say what now?
so they're just making up as they go along.
Where'd you get that from?
It's on Twitter. It's on X.
I mean, I don't look at Twitter or X.
But the motherfucker got shit.
I don't look at that stuff.
The Epstein files reveal horrifying events of the American elite. It's alleged that George Bush raped a male victim,
Yeah,
and the same victim was subjected to
Senior
a
Bush.
ritual sacrifice in which his feet were cut off with a sword.
That's Senior Bush. They said. So it's just kind of like, man, like, okay, man.
What the fuck is this shit? It's so this the dump you talking about where people just called in and said anything.
Yeah, and you know why they did it, right? The bigger the lie you tell, man, the harder to believe the stuff. Any of it. They had people, man, just calling, blurring lines. You had paid people to just call in and blur the lines. So where does the lie start where the truth starts? Where's the last stop the truth starts at? No one knows.
Yeah, so it's like a big nothing burger. Shit. I'm gonna wrap this shit up, man. Because I mean, there's nothing to discuss here because it ain't nothing tangible. It's just a bunch of people calling in and a big 3 million file smoke screen. And some shit in there because you got those pictures and shit like that, I guess.
Not necessarily. See, some of them are calls in, and some of them are actual testimony.
And it's all mixed in.
Exactly. That's why they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
And they can always just pass it off as rumor and bullshit because rumor and bullshit is in there. And so they say it's all rumor and bullshit.
You don't know what is what.
I'll check one more thing.
And it's gonna be hard to find a child, man, that don't understand that, well, what they did was wrong, even though they paid you.
Well, you grown now, and like you say, you done lived your life. You moved on and shit. And now you're supposed to go back and explain to your husband or explain to whoever that you live. You know what I'm saying?
For absolutely nothing, for nothing. There's no benefit at all out of this.
But okay, so overall, high profile associations and continued contacts post conviction. So it does prove that Prince Andrew, Elon Musk, Steve Bannon, Howard Lutnick, was all Bill Gates, Peter Mandelson were all communicating with him after he got convicted for the child rape.
Yeah.
Trump is in there thousands of times. Trump say CNN say over 3,000 times. Sexual assault claims against Trump involving underage girls. Ghislaine Maxwell presented her to Trump at a party. DOJ said they, uncorroborated, false, no credible evidence. It was a unsigned indictment from 2007. 32 count federal draft detailed Epstein's alleged abuse of dozens of underage girls. Threats to victims, named 3 co-conspirators. It sheds light on why no federal charges happened then, despite evidence. So that's another thing that came out with this drop. Okay, Epstein's conveyor belt system. Paying, threatening girls to recoup more. Daily cycling of victims. Sees media, photos, videos from raids. Explicit commercial porn. Child abuse material remains redacted. Like they fucked up on some redactions. They exposed some victim identities and names, while protecting others. But no major new bombshells or charges. Ain't nothing new. Well, shit. I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna shut this one down.
All right.
All right.
Call him boss nigga. They rode into a white man's town. Bringing black man's law. He's black. He's brutal. He's boss.